Welcome, everyone. This is Julie Ducray, the station manager here on Real Talk Big G Radio, and also I am a radio talk show host. The topic for today, Wednesday, aka Hump Day, is Mind Matters. Quite often, we fail to realize that if we don't take better care of ourselves, that it can affect us in every aspect of our lives. Because the mind, the brain, is the most important, vital organ in the body. The heart can beat, but without the brain functioning properly, like if you are brain dead, the body completely stops. The heart needs the brain, and of course the brain needs the heart. The kidney needs the heart and the brain. But without the brain, there is no functioning. So I would like to share the next 24 minutes, 23 minutes of my time discussing how important it is to relax and let go. Quite often, we find ourselves caught up in society's problems, which is our problem, of course. But there are only certain things that we can change, and it's ourselves. Change what you can change, and the things that you cannot change, it is okay to oppose them. But you cannot allow yourself to get so caught up where you cannot function, you cannot think, you cannot go to work every day, you cannot sleep at night, you are unable to socialize with anybody because you are just so caught up in the world's problems. You are so angry that you just want to implode on something and someone. You allow your inner being to be encapsulated with rage and hate, and you feel like you just want to get a gun, maybe an AK-47, and go somewhere and just start shooting people. We see it every day on television. We see it every day, whether it's in France or it's England or Brussels, or even here in Orlando, Florida, or in Sandy Brook, or at Columbine, or in Aurora, Illinois. We have seen it, and it does not look good. We have to learn how to channel the negative energies that we are feeling. You can only change what you can change, and it starts with your mind. The mindset is a very powerful thing. The mindset is a very, very powerful thing, because if you cannot protect the most important organ in your body, which is the brain, as I said earlier, the heart can beat without the brain, but the body cannot function without the brain. Now, let's make sense of what I'm saying here. Let's talk about music. I'm a musician, singer, songwriter, producer, studio engineer. I find whenever I'm stressed, I get these mental roadblocks. Whenever I'm stressed, I can't think clearly. I'm not creative. I want to isolate myself. I just don't want to talk. I just want to be left alone. A lot of people go through these very same experiences. You are not alone. But what I am good at is I do not allow myself to stay in that mindset for very long. I do not even allow myself to remain in that mindset for a full 24 hours. I might give myself an hour or two to feel some kind of way, and then I quickly snap back to reality because I know that is not positive, nor is it productive or conducive to the type of life that I am building for myself. So mindset, mind matters, is important in every aspect of life, in every walk of life, every career, every trade. If you have a negative mindset, everything around you is going to be negative. Everything is going to be negative in your life. You're not going to see any optimism. You're just going to see pessimism. Nobody is going to want to be around you. Everything that you say is going to be toxic. People are not going to want to engage with you. And before you know it, you are going to be a loner. You are going to be a loner because nobody likes being around negative people, especially negative people all the time. Nobody wants to be around somebody who cannot, in other words, imagine this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful sky. The sun is shining. There's no rain. It's just gorgeous. The sun is shining. There isn't any rain. But yet, every time you say, wow, gosh, it is such a beautiful day, the negative person goes, no, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. So this is what I have to say for all the negative people. Sit down and take a seat. Does anybody agree with me or not? Sit down, and I think I have some people in my studio audience who agrees with me. I believe they agree with me. Negative people can just suck up all the positive energy out of the room, and they can just bring you down. Am I right, audience? Am I right? Negative people can just suck out all of the oxygen and all of the energy out of the room. So you have to understand when it's time to remove yourself from a negative environment and do it positively. So I wanted to share this message, Mind Matters, which I will be broadcasting live every week, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. So you can go to Real Talk Big G Radio's radio station, Real Talk Big G Radio. We are a part of the Spreaker Network. Browse for our radio station and follow the radio station, and you also can follow your favorite show, such as Julie Ducray. And you can look at my show schedule. We are currently updating our station's calendar, so bear with us. Pretty soon, all of the shows will have its own individual show calendar and schedule, and then you can follow the schedules and what have you. So it's very important to recognize that you cannot allow other people's opinion, perspectives, the ideas of what you should be doing with your life. Now, if you are a bum sitting underneath a bridge with a sign, give me $20, not I will work for food because you lost your job and you're homeless and you have mortgage or rent and you have 2 or 3 kids who need food on the table, but you want to buy some, blame it on the alcohol, and you holding up the sign, give me $20, Well, you know what my studio audience has to say to you? Nobody is hearing that. Nobody wants to hear that. You know what? Give it to them again. Nobody is feeling you. Nobody is feeling you. But if you are working hard and you unfortunately was laid off and you've filled out applications, you've gone to apply for government assistance, which is far lacking these days. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Remember that. Desperate times call for desperate measures. And so you have to do whatever you have to do to take care of your family and manage your financial responsibilities. And so for situations like that, I do not have any problem giving somebody some money if I knew that they were in financial dire straits because of not anything caused, by their own act. Anybody can lose their job. Anybody can get laid off. I mean, that's just the way it is in our society right now. Nothing is really promised or guaranteed in life. And so we cannot put everybody in that same basket saying that we're not going to help anybody because we think we know their situation. There is a different situation for everybody. So what I say to you is, try not to be so judgmental towards other people. And it is okay to give people the benefit of the doubt sometimes. And if you believe what I'm saying, let's give it up right now for my studio audience. They are absolutely amazing. Come on. I love my studio audience. They're absolutely amazing. But you have to understand, folks. Okay, y'all are getting out of hand with all of your clapping. I love my crowd in the studio, and they are my motivating factor. And I don't know who's listening to this message right now, but somebody needs to receive this message, that there are things in life that can happen to us all that is beyond our control. But the key is how you respond to it. There is a time and a season for everything, and you're not going to be down forever. If you find that you are unemployed right now, you've been trying to find a job, you have not been able to find a job, for whatever the reason may be, I say to you, get a pen, pencil, and pad. Get it fast, because I'm going to give you some free pointers, some free tips on what you can do, how you can kind of get through the day until something better comes along in your life. Go ahead quickly, because the show is over at 10:30. Okay, do you have your pen? You have your pencil? You have a piece of paper? Okay. First of all, you need to spend, if you are unemployed, you need to spend 1 hour every morning and 1 hour every afternoon writing down the things that are most important in your life. It could be family, if you're married. It could, if you're not married, if you are living together, whatever, and you have children, whatever that situation is, you need to write down your priorities in life, because that is going to give you a clear understanding of what's first and top priority on your list. Second, you need to have an accounting of the monies that you have that are available on hand. What you have in cash, like checking account, what you have if you have a savings account, and what you have in credit if you have a credit card. You need to know exactly what your net assets are. The next thing you need to do is stop charging on credit cards if you can. Buying food is one thing. In various parishes, you can go to Good Samaritan centers and you can get, oh my God, a lot of free canned goods, and You can get pastas and you can get tuna fish in the can. You have to make an appointment with Good Samaritan centers in your county or in your parish. Here in Louisiana, we have parishes. So first and foremost, you can call your community action center in your parish or county to find out what's available. Do that after you have accounted for what you have in cash and credit. Okay, then you need to write down what are your monthly obligations financially. Mortgage, rent, if you have any digital online streaming services, if that is not your music that you are selling, get rid of it. Get rid of it. You cannot afford to be paying even $9.99 a month if you do not have a job. If you do not have any steady income coming in, get rid of it immediately. Okay. Any subscriptions that you have where you are not selling your music, where you are going to be receiving, these monthly payments and royalties or quarterly payments, get rid of it, because you can always get it back later on once you get a job. Also, if you are getting newspaper services delivered to your house, magazines, get rid of that too. Get rid of all of the unnecessary things that you can live without, right? Concentrate on the absolute necessities, such as a roof over your head, an automobile to drive to take you from point A to B, and also if you have to pay for health insurance, okay, you might want to consider downgrading to the least expensive health insurance. And the same thing with automobile insurance, but make sure you keep medical on your automobile insurance in the event you are in an automobile accident. If you have a habit of taking your children to the movies every Friday, stop doing that. Explain to the kids that you're going to have Friday movie nights. Make it fun. And you all can pop popcorn together. I remember when I was a small child, it was a big deal for my siblings and I. Every Friday, my parents would love to go out and party, but they always took care of their children. My mother always made sure that we had done our homework. As soon as we got home from school, like every day, but especially on a Friday, that we had already eaten our supper. She usually would have TV dinners, that we were, bathed, that we were clean, and she would give us a time frame that we could pop popcorn and watch movies, and then they would go out for a few hours, my dad and my mom, and they'd come back and we were all in bed asleep. Man, doesn't that sound like Leave It to Beaver? That sounds like Leave It to Beaver. That doesn't even exist anymore, right? But just because we are in the 21st century does not mean that we do not have the capability of creating a fun night that is really basically free. And what that is going to do, that is going to free up some money, some cash. And I want you guys to think about starting maybe a pop-up shop kind of business. If you are good at creating things with your hands, perhaps you can go to maybe Goodwill, find some jewelry very, very cheap, or a box of beads, Mardi Gras beads. Buy them. You could usually get them for a couple dollars. Take them home and sterilize them, and you can make earrings and bracelets and little cute necklaces, and maybe you can go to trade shows and sign those up. Have your little creative company signed up at every local trade show. Let's just say you are not a farmer, but you are a gardener. You have your own little garden at home, but you have raised the best. Every year you raise the best Creole tomatoes and cucumbers and fresh basil and other herbs. Well, you can go to the local farmers market. Typically, you have to obtain a permit from your city's government office. I'm not specific regarding that particular office name, but you can find out by contacting your city's maybe local government office, clerk of court, the city council in your county or parish, and start asking questions. And you can make possibly enough money per month doing that, the season of gardens, springtime and summertime. And there are also winter gardens that you can have until the job market picks back up. They're all very crucial. All of these ideas are all very crucial to help you to sustain yourself when the economy gets tough, when times get hard. It's all about sustainability. Now is not the time to throw your hands up and give up. Now is the time that you should be more creative, and you should think about taking ownership in yourself, right? Now is the time that you should be more creative, and you should start thinking about owning your own little business or having your own little pop-up shop. You don't have to wait for it to turn around. You have the innate power to turn it around yourself. You have that innate power. Even my studio audience agrees with me. You have the innate power to make things happen. I believe in you. And I believe that you can do anything that you put your mind to, as long as you prepare yourself. So when opportunity When opportunity knocks, it is your responsibility to be ready. It's no one else's responsibility to be ready other than yours. So think smart. Be prepared. If you find yourself kind of feeling down and ugly and feeling like you want to throw your hands up, just know that you're not alone. And that is normal for most people who are used to being self-sufficient and doing things on their own. But do not stay down for very long. The longer you stay down, the harder it is going to get for you to get back up. That's real talk. The longer you allow yourself to stay down, that is going to determine how difficult it is going to be for you to get back up. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in. This is Julie Ducray. I am one of the radio talk show hosts on Real Talk Big G Radio. You have been listening to Mind Matters. Have a great day. Peace and blessings.